All right, guys, the first game was so quick and efficient, we decided to stick around and see another one. This is KSC versus ELSR, Game 2, best of 3 matchup in the losers bracket. KSC trying to force a Game 3. ELSR, of course, wanting to just knock these guys aside and move on with their lives. So let's see what's going to happen here on Estuary. KSC bringing with them a COTS spec gearing, that's Sate. Siberian Dog has a 420 Blaze at all Harugumo. And Hataka Hiyoshi bringing their first glimpse at a Trump. Trump with the Dutch oven. Gotta love it, that airstrike. I wonder where he's gonna go.
I wonder.
I wonder. So, and then for cruiser lineups, we've got I Am Curious George in the Wushta with a reload build. John the Impaler in a Petropavlovsk with a reload build. Malikan in a Howden Liu. I wonder where he's gonna go.
I wonder where he goes.
And then we've got It's Blitz in the Wushta, another one. This one with reload. And we've got King Viper in a Schlieffen, basically saying, I want to play another ship this time. So he's bringing a full secondary build Schlieffen.
Oh, yeah,
I wonder where he's going.
I wonder.
And then Swag over 9,000 boy in a Vermont this time, getting sick of all the penetrations he had last game in the Montana. Sniper quick scope set. I love the rudder set in slot 4 there. Helps him turn his ship and, get his guns into action. What's ELSR bringing to the south?
Having Dark Crystal flashback, Sath. Skeksis? All right, so... Now, ELSR has opted for some speed, Zath. We've got a French destroyer on each flank. Here headed to A. Ayase's Kleber about to step onto the A cap. And I think they're just opting for speed. Get out here, grab one of these caps, get any points you can get off of it while you get set up to hold it or contest it again. So Ayase now into A there with a Kleber backing him up is Apex's Petropavlovsk running unique upgrade and only 4-point skill there is top grade gunner, investing heavily into the third rank, really relying on that AP. Look how much he's got 17% extra power on those AP shells. Behind him, Sky Cancer's gearing paired up in a very much a smoke configuration, paired up with Okura's Salem, and behind all of that 8952's Ohio, also in a very heavy secondary configuration.
Yeah, we call that the Death Blossom or all the damage spec.
Indeed. Going to their flank, Quincy's Marceau on the way, just about to grab D. Behind him, Professor Luger's Harugumo in that traditional now 420. Well, that's not, well, it kind of is and kind of isn't. This is a weird blend. He is running the smoke upgrade, but he's also running gun reload and the range skill in the 4-point upgrade. And backed with Inori's Minotaur. That is a Manitar in there, so he's got the radar. And then the battleship backing all of that out. Nishikigi's Vermont. Wait, what?
Sorry, I saw smoke for a sec, but that was obviously the Harugumo. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, you're good.
Worth noting that the gearing as well for ELSR on the one line is running Dazzle.
Indeed. Ship bands for this match are Des Moines and Kremlin.
Yep. I love, by the way, when you see Howden Liu, Trump, and Schlieffen, you heard us say, Jerry, I wonder where they're going.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, ELSR said the same thing, right? They know they're going to the middle. So what do? You swing for the fences.
Yeah, you just avoid it like the plague. Avoid it like the plague.
That's right. The middle is lava.
Yes. Now, I still suspect we're going to see some Dutch oven strikes on Apex's Petro once they figure out where he is. Oh my goodness, Sath. 8952 already punching a 20k salvo right through the bow of the Howden Liu over here. Malikan.
Sorry about that. I just missed something. Okay.
And Curious George's Wushta got dunked. Must have been by the Vermont.
Yeah, I saw that over on this side. I was trying to figure out what else was going on. So.
Speaking of getting dunked, Sate's gearing is just getting absolutely hammered. ELSR executing a much stronger smoke push up closer to this cap, able to push KSC much farther back off the D cap than I think they were anticipating.
The difficult part, of course, with games like this, where there's just so much out there, is it's difficult to catch everything. So, we do our best.
And Estuary, if you've played Estuary, you know this. This isn't a revelation, but Estuary, of course, lots of island gaps, lots of places you can sneak shells through unexpectedly if you're not paying attention.
Yes. Now, Sky Cancer for ELSR on the one line there took a torpedo, took a Harugumo torpedo.
Ouch.
That is pain.
Yeah, that leaves a mark. They're fishing for Okura's Salem in that smoke. They know he's there, but they have no eyes. As Alyssa's Ayase's, Kleber, taking shells back over towards the B cap. Now, KSC did grab C, but they have no control over the sides of the board. In fact, certainly at the D cap, they're pushed way back off the edge. They have a little better presence over here at A cap. The Worcester and Johns Petro much closer, able to contest this cap, maybe with the right amount of pressure.
I feel like we're seeing 3 KSC ships here being ineffective. Malikan, the Howden Leo, the Trump, and the Schlieffen. They're all just kind of chilling here. Howden Leo's done really not too much but get shot at so far this game.
Well, the Howden Leo and the Trump in this position, I think, makes sense. I have no issues with it. I think I'm on board. The Schlieffen, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You know, you and I called a game, the very first game of Estuary we cast on this in the tournament, way back in day 2, and we saw a Poison doing something very similar to King Viper here, and he was like largely wasted almost the entire game. He just chilled there. I don't know that he ever fired his guns.
Right, and the problem with that is it takes a ship out of the game. That's one less target to possibly shoot at or take damage, or worry about in terms of angling. And speaking of worrying, Malikan should be very concerned.
Yeah, they're trying to push Malikan out. Viper rounding the headland here, getting his secondaries and main battery onto Quincy to push him out. Is it going to come in time to save Malikan's ship, though?
Torpedoes.
No, he's fine with the torpedoes.
Nope, he's fine with the torps,
that's not a problem. He's got to survive the fire. That is a problem.
Yep. He seals down for 35 more seconds.
Yeah, and so is his DCP.
I mean.
Fire's going to put him out eventually. Even though he's unspotted, he will slowly burn out.
Unfortunate.
Woof. Ohio salvo going in on the broadside Schlief. Excuse me, Petro salvo going in on the broadside Schlieffen there, doing good work. You see the power of the investment there in Petropavlovsk's AP.
All at the cost of 1 each consumable.
Yep. And honestly, on this map, Zath, it almost starts to make a little more sense, doesn't it? You don't need the radar as much. Oh, wow. Viper just got dunked. I think that was the Vermont through the gap.
Looked like it.
I think that's exactly what it was. Nishikigi's guns were looking right through that gap, and he just took 25,000 points off the Schlieffen.
That's the thing about this map. If you look at it from top-down view, the mini-map makes you think you're safe. You ain't.
Yeah.
Just like Sleeping Giant, same kind of problem.
Ton of island gaps and little nooks and crannies you can sneak shells through here. ELSR out to over a 300-point lead here, up a ship. Hell, they've had a cap advantage since probably the 3rd minute of the game. KSC trying to find a way back into one of these caps. All ELSR really has to do at this point is just hold what they have.
Yep. Blitz, look at Blitz now. He's radared
I see him.
Broadside to things. Now he's turning. Okay.
Well, he's radared in there. He's in the smoke. The Ohio salvo's gonna miss.
Yeah.
The radar expires.
There goes King Viper. Well, continuing the long-standing tradition of taking your Schlieffen and not
getting much out of it. Yeah, that's true.
Sadness.
You know, we talked about this during the prelims, Zath. You know, most of the German battleships, the secondary battleships, I think they're going to get Okura here. Is he going to get to a heel? No. He DCPs. He's finally out of the radar. Nope, doesn't matter. Worcester gets him.
French radared.
Big kill for KSC. They needed that badly.
Yeah, very good job for Blitz there.
The the German battleships are almost better at kiting. I think they're going to get the Trump too here, Zath. Check it out.
Yeah, he's just kind of coming out there.
Yeah, he's just dead.
Bye.
They are. It does look like KSC is going to grab A, but at this point they're down 3 ships. It's very much a Pyrrhic victory.
Yes.
I think what they tried to do, if I'm reading this map right, you see the Vermont, the Gearing, the Worcester was up here. I think they tried to push into both sides of the D cap kind of simultaneously, and I don't think it worked.
Yeah. I like the idea, right? You don't have Des Moines, so bring Worcester. It's a smallerish map. You can arc over islands, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I like that thought. I have yet to see. We mentioned the Schlieffens a moment ago, right? The only time I've seen a German battleship be used properly is a bad way of saying it, but to the point where it actually has an impact.
Say effectively.
Would be,
there you go.
Effectively would be good. Is that one time we saw a Preußen with a standard battleship build, nothing into the secondaries at all.
Yeah.
And that was played like a battleship that just happened to have hydro, which makes sense. Have not seen the Dutch ovens, the airstrikes, having that much of an impact. It's almost like you used to see a lot of teams bring those on Shatter as well for the same reason. And I think teams realize, it just doesn't do what they want it to do. And I think we're seeing that with this map as well now. People are starting to, realize it's just not happening.
Yeah. Yeah. We've seen a lot of teams try a variety of different strategies on this map. And if memory serves, none of them that have employed heavy use of the airstrike mechanics have been seriously effective. Well,
Swag over 9,000 just sitting in smoke. Just he can't shoot.
Yeah.
Right, because then he's spotted.
He's finally dark in there.
Yep, he's trying to wait for his heal to come up in 20 seconds, and everybody just keeps shooting him anyways.
700, excuse me. 700, 400, 500, whatever. It's over a 500-point lead now. There it is. I can count. Counting is hard.
It's over 500!
Over 500! It's a 500-plus point lead now for ELSR. They're trying to push through the ACAP and maybe bag the kill on the Ohio, but we saw teams struggle with this earlier in the day. Ohio very resilient in the right hands as they do finally bag Swag's Vermont as the smoke expires over here on the 10 line.
Yep. I like John the Impaler, though. Look at what he's doing with the Petro, saying, well, to heck with this, let's just go to the B cap, and maybe he can surprise Ayase's Kleber. Not anymore.
No, they know each other's there now.
Info radar just comes up, and there's your circles. All the circles.
So he'll be able to step onto the B cap. Will he be able to keep it? Oof! Taking a big Citadel from the Ohio off to his south. That must have been the bow turrets. Snuck them through. Literally another one of those goofy island gaps you don't expect.
Yep.
Torpedoes coming in for John, but he's got the Hydra up. I think he's going to dodge these. He pulled the brakes. He's going to take one in the bow.
Take one, which will reset him, unfortunately.
Yes, it will.
Siberian goes down. Argumo.
Sate should be right behind, I think, although Sate is finally dark. Technically, there's 2 minutes on the timer because KSC has such a crazy amount of cap control right now, but as ships fall, that's all going to start to vanish. The Vermont's going to be in John's face in moments as he's trying to punch AP through Apex's Petro. Now taking an AP salvo to the north at Ayase's Kleber.
At this point,
just waiting for the Vermont to come around the corner and end this conversation.
And just vomit shells all over him. Here it is. Boink.
There was the bow turrets for sure. 2 quick kills, and that's the game.
That's right.
Wow, Zath. ELSR looks really good. Like, you just can't argue how good they looked in this series.
Yep, and this is another relatively fast battle.
It is. They're going to be, I have to look at who's left in the losers bracket, but just based on that, these guys are going to be hard to beat. In fact, they're about to go play NACL, right? We saw NACL fall down to this bracket earlier out of the semifinals. They get to face these guys next. Yikes. Good luck. They're going to need it.
Yikes, indeed. We better send it to the studio so we can all get up and move to the winners bracket and check that out.
All right, let's do it.